We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey, so make sure you guys have your teacups ready because this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey, you guys, it's your girl T, and I hope everybody's doing good today. Make sure you guys have your teacups ready.
Get ready. Y'all get ready.
Yes, you get ready.
Because this tea is what? Piping hot. Y'all, I think we're going to have to turn this whole Bobby V situation, honey, into another Dragon Ball T series, okay? Make sure y'all have y'all's teacups, honey. So I've been keeping up with everything. So what went down is that 2 days after everything came out, a transgender woman named Brandi Clark came out as Bobby Valentino's secret lover. And basically what she's saying is that Bobby is into transgenders and that he's been messing with transgenders for a while. She did a whole interview. It's on YouTube somewhere. You guys can go ahead and find that and listen to it. But she said that, you know, for her, she never accepted any money because she genuinely liked it, Bobby V. And, you know, they were kind of like homie lover friends, okay? So that was put out there 2 days ago. And then Rima Houston decided to basically speak out once again about all these extortion claims that she's being accused of. So I want to go ahead and play you guys the video of Rima Houston talking about everything. Check this out and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
Everyone to tune in, share this live. I'm ready just to give the information about how I feel and to speak on the topic. So if you could, excuse me, my bang is a little bit everywhere, but please just share my live. Everybody that tunes in, just share my live. So if you tuned in, share my live, please. If you tuned in, just go ahead and share my live. But I'll go ahead and start of what I'm going to say. Sorry, but let me say this. I've been hearing and seeing a lot of things that has been going on. Please share my live. I'm seeing a lot of things that's been going on, listening, tuning in, and I'm just ready to respond about the things that have been said. I've seen that Bobby Valentino's camp has released an article about extortion, if I'm saying it correctly, excuse me, but I'm here to tell you that that's all untrue and it's false. In fact, with the unseen information that I have not yet provided, this will change the dynamic of the situation to allow people to know that this is not an extortion case. If you can share this for me, please. A lot of you have reached out to me, and I'm sorry if my response is late. If I haven't responded in the way that you have want me to, I do apologize, genuinely apologize. It just has been very hectic for me, and I've had a very hectic schedule. I also would like to say, Breakfast Club, y'all have reached out to me. If one of y'all want to just give me a holler, I will be glad to come and be very candid, very humble, and very polished when I come to speak on this show. Any of you gossip radios and any of you blog sites or anything like that, just hit me here. My email is bookingswithrima@gmail.com. Once again, it's bookingswithrima@gmail.com. If any of you want to hit me up, gossip radios, so we can get to the point of it all. Also, I would like to say TMZ, Bobby V released statements. I actually have proof. And you all could be the first outlet for this exclusive, never before seen footage. Just give me a holler. And I would definitely change the dynamic of the situation as well as be a great outlet for TMZ. Also, with me giving this never before seen information, it would definitely show you that what's done in the dark will come to light. So that's just me tuning in. Share this video, tune in, rewind it back. Love you all. Thank you all for all the support. I am okay. I'm all right. So, you know, what God has for me, he's going to cover me, you know, fully so. Like I said, the purpose of this video is not to tell the story. The purpose of the video is not to give my side, but to let out that I'm ready to tell the truth, and I'm ready to let people know what really happened with the Bobby Valentino situation because of the things that I've seen in the media. Thank you and love you.
All right, so you guys just saw what Rima Houston had to say. And I love how she's inviting all these media outlets like TMZ and Bossip and everybody to contact her for the full story. So that right there definitely made me give her the side eye. So now after Rima posted that video, Bobby V decided to go on this long-ass rant while walking down the street somewhere in the ATL, honey. You know, Bobby Valentino's always talking about how people are trying to steal his joy and how people don't want to see him happy. Anyways, y'all, go ahead and check out what Bobby V had to say. Check this out. I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
Give y'all this one out right here. But the Bobby V Foundation, I've graduated over 15 students from college. How many haters done did that? Let's talk about that. Let's repost that. Let's repost that for a second. Think about it. I've been doing that for 10 years. And I can't get nobody to come out and cover that. Y'all run that on the morning show. So my next function I have for the Bobby V Foundation, we can get some coverage on it. Y'all can talk about that. Thanksgiving and Christmas, we give away turkeys and gifts to families that are underserved in the underserved communities. Let's talk about that for the Bobby V Foundation. Let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about it. Let's repost that too. So maybe y'all will donate to the Bobby V Foundation. I will say though, because the memes is funny as hell. Y'all took as much time making memes as you did with doing something constructive, there'd be a lot of rich black folk out here, and that's real talk. But they funny.
All right, so you guys just saw what Bobby V had to say. And I love how he's always ranting about how the media only focuses on the scandals and how he has all these damn foundations. Well, you know what, Bobby? Maybe your Bobby V Foundation should have paid that damn transsexual for her services, okay? Had you paid, you wouldn't even be in this situation. So let's keep it all the way 100, okay? You know, I find the whole situation funny that Bobby's always so quick to blame everybody else for his issues. He's always so quick to go off on everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But not one time did he deny the fact that he likes boy pussy. Y'all notice that? He didn't deny that shit at all. He basically is blaming the media for his woes. Boy, bye. Anyways, now, in other news, there's a young man, his name is Armin Wiggins, and basically he did an interview with Brandi Barbie Clark. That's the initial transgender woman who came out and admitted to having a relationship with Bobby. And basically, she came out and she's basically saying everything I was saying in my original Bobby V video, that this was an extortion attempt and that Rima Houston knew what she was doing when she decided to put that out there to the world, that Bobby V was running away from a transgender woman, okay? So this interview is very interesting. It's over an hour and a half long. I'm going to play you guys about maybe 10 minutes worth of the interview. I want you guys to go ahead and check this out, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
So you were at was it the hotel or was it a apartment? Was that the Darlington girl?
Yeah, that was the Darlington girl. That was her apartment.
So you guys were at her apartment?
Correct.
So you knew Bobby Valentino before this?
Correct.
Okay, so give us a little input on how it all happened and how you got there.
Okay, basically, we were actually coming from Florida. So we came from Florida straight then there to her house, which was in Atlanta. So from that point on, I guess, she had seen me, talking to him on Snapchat. So I guess.
So hold on. So you've known Bobby Valentino?
Oh, yeah.
For more than just a minute, like for a while?
I had known him for a good 4 years. That was me, the pictures I sent to him.
So you had sent him pictures before, and he was telling you to come through, and you said whatever you said to him. I guess the video said it was like, you must gonna fuck me good or something like that. So
right,
he was telling you to come over.
Right.
So how did he end up with her?
I guess because she had seen us talking on Snap. So she made it her duty to, I guess, hit him up. She hit him up. And I guess she went from there. He called her. Well, actually, she called him. And then he called back and he asked, oh, are you by yourself? Let me see your body. And, that's when she exposed her penis, whatever the case might be. And within 15 minutes, he was at her door. So.
And you were there?
Yes, I was there. I was actually hiding in the closet when he came in.
Well, why were you hiding in the closet?
Because basically, I guess she wanted to make it look like that she was alone. So when he looked around, he had seen me, and that's when me and him had words from that point on. So, I had told him that, I'm not going to give you my phone and all this other stuff. So, he was like, well, I need the phone and, basically, the routine. There was no routine because at the end of the day, the first 2 times I have chilled with this man, I have gave him my phone. And the last 2 times after that, he let me keep my phone because he gave very much, I trust you. I know you're not with no funny stuff or, this, that, and the third.
So so basically, when you hang out with him, it is like you give him your phone, and so you can't take any pictures. So you already know that's how it works.
Correct.
Okay, so take us into the moment he got there until he was running away, hiding with his penis out. Take us through step by step. He knocked on the door.
Okay, he knocked on the door. He came in. She was already naked because she had a client before he came there.
Wow.
So once he came in, he looked around. I guess he didn't see nobody. So when he walked to the bathroom, looked in the closet, he seen me, and he had spoken. I said, don't say nothing to me. I had nothing to say to you. You know, at the end of the day, you know, you supposed to come over yesterday. You didn't want to come and see me because I was at somebody's house. So, you know, then from that point on, I told him, get the fuck out before I punch him in his face. He walked out of the closet back into her living room, and then he asked her from that point on, I need you to go get her phone. So I told her, no, I'm not.
Oh, you're not going to give your phone because he wanted both of your phones.
Correct. But see, she outsmarted him because what she did was she gave him the phone. I didn't give my phone, but she had another phone.
Oh.
So I had went outside, and within 5 minutes, this man comes running down the hallway and stuff. So she was like, girl, she had told me, she was like, girl, you know, I'm going to blackmail him, try to get money from him. I said, well, it's not going to work because, you know, he's not A-list. So, you know, he's not no one fab. Everybody in Atlanta has been with this damn man.
Right.
Clearly. Every transsexual.
Are you serious?
So,
okay, hold on. I need you guys to share this live because the reason why I like Brandi, the reason why I fuck with her is because she's been doing this. And when I asked her if she's messed with him, she's done things. You can put 2 and 2 together, but she's not out here looking for a come up. Y'all need to share this live. She's an example, honestly, of a working girl and doing what she needs to do. I respect you for that. Like, no shade. I respect you.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you for coming on here. But my question is, why are you speaking now? Why are you upset with Rima?
With Rima?
With Rima, yes, with Rima.
Well, I'm not upset. I'm not upset with Rima at all. You know, I have no hard feelings towards her. I just felt some type of way that, you know, basically, if I wouldn't have came to your house in Atlanta, you would have never known anything about this man. Yeah, I'm not upset, and, you know, I just feel some type of way about how things were done. I just felt like, you know, you shouldn't have had basically, like, use me to get to him. You shouldn't have did that, because if I would never mentioned to you or showed you that he was contacting me, you have never hit him up. So for to sit there and lie to my face saying, oh, did you tell him about me because he hit me up? I know that was a lie. I know this man. I've been knowing this man for years. This man don't hit nobody else up unless he hitting you up from POF or something like that. But as far as Backpage, I have never known him to call a girl ad off of Backpage. He don't even pay for services. So.
So that's true. So a lot of girls are saying he don't pay. He don't pay. So
anyone that has been with this man, that has had sex with this man, has ate this man's ass, because that's what he likes to do, or has fucked this man. This man does not pay for anything.
Wow.
So.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious.
So Rima was going to fuck Bobby.
Correct.
Now, I heard in the interview that you did prior to this that he wanted you guys all to play.
Yeah, he did. He wanted to have a threesome, but I was not down with that. You know, I could have been played with this man. His body, first of all, he's a cool person. I'm not going to read him, but the body is rude. Just not my thing.
Bobby Rude. Bobby Rude body. Oh, go ahead.
So it just wasn't giving life for me, you know. It was something new to her because she is a young girl. You know, she is 23, and, you know, I know how it feels to be a younger girl and running across that type of stuff, but, you know.
So have you talked to her? How do you feel about what she's trying to do right now and reaching out to TMZ and the Breakfast Club and saying that people are paying her $3,000 for interviews and these things? Like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, she eats his own. I mean, if that's what she wants to do, that's on her.
You know what I think is interesting is like she keeps saying that she's gonna talk, but she's not saying anything. Is there anything really to say, or she just set him up? That's why she's not talking.
There's not really anything to say, you know. I just think that, you know, I'm gonna be honest. I think extorting anyone, a client, anybody, period, I think it's unacceptable. It's wrong. Yes, we all have done it, you know. I have done it before. I'm not gonna lie, but it is wrong. You know, it's wrong, and there's karma. It really, really is. You know, what are you getting out of extorting a man that's not giving you no damn money? Like, you know, I can understand this man really, really came over there to give this lady money. I can understand it from that point on. But he never gave you money. Never. Or never said anything about money to you. So, you know.
All right, so you guys just saw that interview, and I think Armin did really good, with the interview, and I like the fact that Brandi was very honest, and Brandi was basically saying, yes, I was in a relationship with Bobby V, but I would never think to extort him or, put him on blast, like it's not that serious. And this goes back to my original post. I know some, not a lot. I know some transgender people took offense, and that's okay because, like I said, I'm always going to be truthful. And if it hurts some feelings, it is what it is. But basically, this woman is basically confirming everything I said in the original video, that I felt like this was an extortion attempt because, again, there's ways to get money from people without having to take it to social media and post Bobby Valentino's running from a transsexual in a hotel room. He's not paying for his services. So that's what I meant when I say that you cannot straddle the fence. You can't claim to be a woman and want to be respected as a woman, but then try to put him out there as gay or bisexual because he's messing with the transgender person. You get what I'm saying? Like, it just does not come off as genuine. Because, again, if you guys are supposedly real women and we're supposed to look at you as real women, then putting him on blast running from a transgender, that shouldn't mean anything, right? Wrong, it did. Because if it didn't mean anything, this story would not have been as hot as it was. This story wouldn't have went viral. So Rima Houston definitely knew what she was doing. And I believe everything that Brandi's saying, that Rima is doing this for attention. The fact that she made a video and basically invited all types of social media outlets to contact her. The fact that she's doing interviews on YouTube. The fact that she's really trying to get this story out there is why a lot of people, do not have respect for the transgender community. Because you have bad apples like Rima Houston who do things like this to come up. When most transgender people, like I said before, they just want to be left alone. They just want to live their life and do them, But unfortunately, it's a few bad apples like her who make it look bad for the other people in the transgender community who are not out here fooling people, who are being honest with their partners, So this is why this causes a lot of mistrust against that community, and why you have people who feel the way that little Duval feels when you see things like this playing out on social media. All of this was very, very unnecessary. And then I love how everybody's just talking as if prostitution is legal. I mean, I feel like I'm living in like this warped world where people are talking about sex in hotels and transaction and money. And I'm like, is this not illegal? I mean, maybe prostitution is legal in Atlanta. I don't know. But it just seems like this is like the norm down there. And the way everybody's just talking about it so freely is just comical to me. But like I said before, if Rima really respected herself and she was really genuine and she wanted to get her money, she knew how to contact Bobby V, okay? Let's keep it all the way 100. She did this to get notoriety. She did this to blow up on the internet, to get a following and everything else. And, I don't believe this whole Bobby V didn't know she was transgender. People are saying that she supposedly whipped out her stuff and that's what made Bobby V run. I highly doubt that. I feel in my heart of hearts, Bobby V knew everybody in that room was transgender. He's been with transgenders before. He's just upset because the shit is now for public fodder, okay? But I do feel like he knew. He knew damn well she was transgender, So the whole situation is crazy, but this is why, when you do things like this, it's very dangerous. When you're playing with people, and like the girl said in the video, this wasn't even a hotel room. This was at her home. So what if Bobby V would have sent back some goons and they shot up the place? Or did something, because now you're putting his reputation, because remember, he's supposed to be a heterosexual male and be, every woman's fantasy. Well, some women's fantasy anyways, and the fact that you basically ruined that for a lot of women, that could have made him retaliate and do something a lot worse. How many times have we seen stories of transgender women being killed, for playing games like this? So this whole situation is bad, and it gives the trans community a bad name. And it gives people, and it leaves a bad taste in people's mouth when it comes to transgender women. And we need to realize that not all transgender women behave like this or carry themselves in this manner. But it's really unfortunate because it's transgender women like Rima who basically are out there in the forefront representing the transgender community, unfortunately. Like, these are the stories that go viral. These are the stories that everybody jumps on. So people equate stories like this with how all transgender women behave, and that's not right. Because like I said, many transgender people, male and female, just want to be left alone and just want to, do them and live their life. So this whole situation is crazy, but I called it out. I told y'all she was looking for fame. I told y'all from jump she was nothing but a fame whore. She exposed him out there as being either gay or bisexual, you know what I'm saying, just so she could get attention. And again, this is why people are confused about the community, because in one breath, y'all say y'all are women and, you know, if a man's with you, they're not gay. But then in another breath, you have transgender women like this putting out a so-called straight man, quote unquote, as gay or bisexual. So that's where the confusion lies. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button. And make sure you click that bell so you can be down with the notification squad, honey. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right. Deuces. Hey you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.